Hello folks, this is part 9 in the Mondeo gearbox installation, DMF clutch and all that. I'm starting to put things back together now, keep watching. Right, well, as you probably remember with the previous video, I had that hassle with the bolt, and if you see my little vlog as well, video log, you'll see the hassle I had with Fords. But anyway, all that's passed now. All the inside's back together now. Let me show you. As you can see, all the mats are back in, all the trim's back on as it was, so we're back together there as we was. And as you can probably see here, what I've actually done here, I haven't put the subframe in yet because we went out this morning and we missed the delivery of oil for the gearbox. So that's got to be rescheduled till Monday. They're re-delivering it on Monday. But as you can see, I've put this small drive shaft back in. That can go in obviously without the subframe being in. And I'm in the process at the moment of changing this Droplink here. I've got a brand new one, so I'm putting that in at the moment. But as you probably know, that you've got that big funny nut affair on the front here. I've put it through into the wheel hub now, as you can see. But when you first push that drive shaft in, it doesn't actually want to go in, and as you know, this joint here is sort of flexible and goes in and out, and hitting that nut is not a good idea. And also this nut here, this drive shaft nut, comes in different layers, so you really don't want to be hitting that because that could fall apart as well. So what I did, I actually put just pretend that this isn't in the hub at the moment, it's just free floating. All you do, just slide that over the socket, and providing you're pushing in on the drive shaft, you might need two people to do that. I did it on my own, but providing you hold that there and push it in, and then obviously you'll need a club hammer to just hit that instead of hitting the end of the socket or the end of the thread itself, because you don't want to damage them threads. And then you'll need a club hammer for that, but you'll find that with good persuasion you're then able to drift the seal face right into where the seal is. It's a little bit tricky to do, but as I say, you need the club hammer, you need to hit the end of that shaft, as I said, and the best way to not damage that is just to slide a 26mm socket over the edge of it and just hit the socket face. Just be careful and make sure that you're actually compressing this as well, otherwise you're just springing against this. You're just springing against this backwards and forwards if you're not pushing that in. So yeah, it don't take a lot of pressure, but it's just enough to stop you from pushing it in by hand. So that's how I got over that. So as you can see here, I'm in the process of undoing this Droplink, and this Droplink here, as you can see, I've just undone the nut there with the spanner, but it's turning at the back, and what you have is the facility to just put a 5mm Allen key in there. If I can get it in there. You'll probably find they're full of crap, this, so just beware. And then that allows you just to hold back on the nut while you, on the thread rather, while you actually undo the Droplink. So the replacement one that I bought hasn't got this facility, but I'll show you that in a minute. It's got shoulders on the back side where you can put a spanner in to basically do the same job. So, but as I say, these didn't need changing, but bearing in mind there was only about 15 quid for the pair, and I've gone this far and replaced all the other steering joints apart from the track rod ends, which are okay. I thought I might as well replace these as well. So just undoing this, and these are being held on by nylocks, as you can see. And there's also a plate here for the sensor, for the ABS sensor, which has got to go back on. So I've just got to be aware of that. Okay. Right, so there we go. And always a good idea to measure them up against the old ones to make sure that they are the same length. And as you can see, these ones haven't got the holes in the end of them, but they've got shoulders there for you to hold a spanner at the back. So that's what we've got in this situation. All I need to do is to push that through the back, put the bracket back up like that, start the nut off, and this time I need to hold the spanner at the back whilst I whiz the nut up, which would be bigger than a 15 now, wouldn't it? Just like, well, I'll hold the back nut with a 14mm spanner, and the main nut, which was a 15 on the old one, now magically is a 17. So why they do that, I just don't know. They change the blinking size of these nuts or bolts or whatever when you get pattern parts sometimes. So we just tighten this up, and there we go. There's the Droplink, brand new, installed, ready to be connected up with the anti-roll bar when it goes back on the subframe. Right, so that's the near side drive shaft fitted. Now I was just going to clean up the offside drive shaft, which is the passenger side, and I was just cleaning it up, and I think the the boot is actually perforated, so let me show you that, and also the bearing shot as well. So I think I'm going to have to get a new drive shaft. Let me show you. Now, as I say, I just started to clean this up here, and I noticed there was all sort of the green grease sticking out here. So if you actually press that and move that about, can you see grease coming out? It's just starting to pop out there. So there's obviously been some sort of wear mark there. So although I've wiped it all away, there is an actual hole there. I don't know if you can probably see that. So I was going to just get the boots and change the boots, but then I actually looked at the bearing, because this is a long drive shaft, this one, and listen, as you can hear, the bearing is really graunchy, and if you actually look at the colour of the bearing in the light, I don't know whether it's picking it up or not, but you can see it's obviously got very hot, because it's gone sort of all sort of different colours, blue, purples, where it's been so hot. So that basically means I'm going to have to put a new drive shaft in. So for the sake of me doing the job while it's out, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. So I'm just going to go to the computer now and order a new bit. So it's a Saturday afternoon. I did have a lot planned at the moment, but really there's not too much now before the subframe goes in. I'm waiting, as I said to you, to get the gearbox oil, which did turn up today, but because it had to be signed for and we was out, it's going to come on Monday. So I'm going to wait till the gearbox comes. I've obviously got to put the drive shafts in before I fill the gearbox up, because obviously it will seep out possibly when I fill the gearbox up to the level. So it's just one of those things that I've got to get the drive shaft. I could put it back in, but as you know, a rubber gator like that is an MOT failure. Stuff's going to be coming out of there again, because it does rotate pretty fast, so it would only be a matter of time before I'd have to strip it down again. So while it's all out, I'm going to do it now anyway. So yeah, that's really all I can do for the moment. So I'll see you a little bit later on. So I'm going to go and order one of these drive shafts now. See you in a minute.